Today we're going to be making clay fish. Our learning target is I can mold clay to create a 3D form, and I can use art to show emotion. Supplies you'll need today are a doily, which is this thingamajig, 3 different sized spheres of clay, some water, clay tools like this wooden stick, and this toothbrush, which no, I do not use to brush my teeth. Okay, let's get started. To make your clay fish body, we're going to start with the biggest sphere that you have, and we're going to just press down to flatten it like a pancake on top of our doily. So use those big muscles and press down, flattening it like a pancake or a chocolate chip cookie. You don't want it to be super thin, but you don't want it to be really, really thick either. So flatten it until it looks as thick as a pancake or a cookie, and then we're going to peel it away from our doily, leaving a really cool texture behind. So we're going to use this big circle that we made as our fish's body. I'm using some water and rubbing the edges to seal up any little cracks that I see. So if you see some edges that look kind of rough or cracky, just dip your finger in water and use a little bit of pressure to rub against those cracks and fill them in. Okay, now on to our second sphere of clay, which is our medium-sized one. We're gonna do the same thing that we did with the first sphere of clay. Flatten it like a pancake so that it's about as thick as a pancake or a chocolate chip cookie. Don't make it too thin, don't let it stay too thick. Next thing you're going to do is cut it in half with your wooden stick tool. One of these halves is going to be used as your fin. The other half is going to be used as your fish's tail. So again, I am going over the edges or the cracks with water, smoothing them out, making them look nice and neat. In order to attach our fin and tail to our fish body, we're going to use what I call the scratch and attach method. This is where that dirty toothbrush comes into play. You're going to scratch up both surfaces, the surface of your fin and the surface of your fish's body where you're placing your fin. So go ahead, scratch up both of those surfaces and then press the fin gently onto the body. Do the same thing for the tail. Scratch the back of the tail, scratch the body of your fish with your toothbrush, and then simply attach. I'm cutting out a curved line here on the end of my tail, just to give my tail a little bit of a different shape from the fin. This isn't something you have to do, but it's just something I'm choosing to do to make my tail look a little bit different from my fin. To add our fish's facial features, say that 3 times fast, go ahead and pick up your smallest sphere of clay. Break it off into a couple of pieces and you decide how big you want your eyes to be. There's no wrong or right answer. Some of our eyes can be really big, maybe some others choose to make their eyes kind of small. In order to attach these eyes to our fish's body, remember, we're using the scratch attach method. So take that toothbrush, dip it in water, scratch up the back of your eye, scratch up the surface of your body where you're putting the eye, and then gently attach. Now I'm showing you how I'm making my fish. If you want to change your fish a little bit, make your fish look a little bit more unique from everybody else's, go ahead and come up with something creative that you can change. Maybe you want your fish's eyes to be squares instead of circles. Hey, that's totally fine. I'm just showing you how I'm doing it. We're all building a 3-dimensional fish with our clay. So if you want to change anything about the shapes that I'm using or the lines that I'm creating, go ahead and feel free. Okay, time to make our fish's mouth. You're going to roll a small sphere of clay into a clay coil. So roll it on the table just like I'm doing, making that long, thin clay coil. It's gonna look like a straight line or a slithery snake. And you're going to twist it up into a circular shape or an oval shape or really any shape that you'd like. And then pinch both ends together so that they connect. And you're going to use the scratch attach method to attach this to your fish's body. Think about how you're going to place the fish mouth down. Are you going to leave it in a circular shape? Are you going to move it around a little bit to make him look like he's smiling or surprised or laughing or sad? Give that fish an emotion. You'll notice that I wasn't happy with the first time I placed him down, so I lifted that mouth back up, changed it up a bit, and pressed him back down. That's the greatest thing about clay, is that you can fix your mistakes so easily. Painting day, so much fun. Today we're going to be using paint that is all the colors of the rainbow. We're gonna need some water to wash that brush in between colors. We don't wanna mix any. And this paper towel to dry your brush off if it ever seems like it's too wet. Let's keep our fish nice and neat and beautiful. Make sure we're painting each little section of our fish very carefully so that it doesn't end up looking sloppy or messy. Use a bunch of colors, make your fish look super colorful. Take your time, make him look nice and neat. I can't wait to see what they look like. Okay, I am trusting you guys to use glitter today. How fun and exciting! There are a few rules for glitter in my classroom though. Glitter only goes on your project. So in this case, glitter will only be going on our fish. That means I don't want to see any glitter on the floor. I don't want to see any glitter on your friends. And I don't want to see any glitter anywhere but your project. I hope you have so much fun and really enjoy making your 3-dimensional clay fish today. Can you explain to me how making a 3D fish is different from drawing a fish on paper? Can you also write down which emotion your fish is expressing?